Welcome back
To Read the Room,
A Culture Club.
a podcast by
Alexys.
Kaylin.
and Larsen.
Today, our episode is on the rise of physical media in our recent times because it has been coming back really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we kind of go through the different types of physical media that are coming back or could come back, we'll kind of talk about the things that we're doing within these categories as well. So I think one of the biggest things is music. And Alexis, you've kind of already talked about that with not using streaming services.
Yeah, that's like the baby step behind modernity. That's not even yet a physical media. I still
Yeah.
listen on my phone.
Mhm.
I just try to buy directly from the artist, but I think you're right that music has been like a huge leader in the physical media trend.
Mhm.
People are out there buying so much more vinyl than I feel like they were 10 years ago. Don't you guys think?
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that we've talked about like all the different variants that the artists are dropping with the new albums or new songs and that kind of thing. And is it just a capitalism ploy? Like it feels like a lot of times with the new physical media, it feels like we're still a part of the overconsumption a little bit.
Physical media is like on the one hand really nice because you have to be very intentional about what you
Mm-hmm.
own and about what you have, which is I guess the counterweight to Kaylin's point about overconsumption. Like
Mhm.
yes, it does mean buying more physical things, but then also because of that, like you're limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think it's having physical media as inherently
Right.
overconsumption. I think that because of the trend of physical media, some artists, a tall,
Cough, cough.
yeah, tall one who dates a football player by chance, um, they will release
Taylor Swift.
Shh. They will release like 8,000 different versions of a CD, a vinyl. I don't know if she's doing cassettes, but she probably is. And different like posters and stuff that go in each one. And
Yeah, and I mean, I do think that there is some greed, like
Mhm.
preying upon people's nostalgia and also
Yes.
people's parasociality when you
Mhm.
release so many versions of a vinyl. And it also like creates a sense of then elitism in like fan
Mhm.
bases.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in music, vinyl is definitely been the most prevalent resurgence. And I know at least one of you owns vinyl. How much vinyl do each of you like currently own, you think?
You have a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I don't know, because I inherited my grandma's collection, and then I've been slowly adding to it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I like,
There's probably 20 in each one of those cubbies at least, right?
yeah, I was gonna say probably at least 50.
Yeah.
Larsen has like a beautiful vinyl collection.
Yeah. And like the setup and everything.
It's one of those gorgeous, and that's another thing about like vinyls and about physical media is that because it's a physical object, you have to put
Store
it
it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And so if you want to, you can curate this cute little
Mhm.
space, this
Yeah.
like listening area almost. But I have a very fond memory of us like, was it Christmas or New
I
Year's?
think
No,
it
I
was
think it was
Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Friendsgiving. Oh,
Yeah.
on
Just picking a
Friendsgiving,
random.
sending different people over
Yeah.
to go flip the vinyl or pick a random vinyl from Larsen's collection.
We struggled through some ragtime.
Yeah, that's it. My grandma was born in 1929, and she has been collecting her vinyl, probably for sure all of her adult life,
Yeah.
like on all the different places she's lived. So it's quite a diverse collection.
But it was awesome. Like no one had the responsibility of being on the aux,
Hmm.
and we got to enjoy an eclectic mix. I've been slowly building up some vinyls. I probably only own like 10 right now, which
Hmm.
is not a ton, but I really enjoy that I only buy the vinyl when it is an artist that I like really, really love and really will ride
Hmm.
for.
Yeah.
Because then I get to like when I show people my vinyls, I get to show them people that I
Yeah.
love and
Mhm.
music that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the newer ones that I have are very intentional like that. They haven't been hunted and you find the perfect one or whatever. But when I'm in a thrift store, I do just kind of like to just get
Yeah.
some random ones. They're so cheap. And like some of the people, like I have a Almond Brothers one. That is the grooviest, most psychedelic, weird album I have ever heard. I cannot remember the name of it right now. But like it's just a fun way to also just discover music.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll listen to every single one of those a lot, but I'll throw them on like we've done at your place, right?
Yeah. I will say too, I was just thinking about this. I think in our 2025 favorites episode, I talked about how a lot of times I don't listen to a full album.
Mm-hmm.
I like to like pick and choose certain songs that just really catch me. But I'm now thinking back to like my big CD days, and yeah, burning, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I would buy a CD, I'd listen to that over and over and over again. And I have like very vivid memories of particular CDs and like that era and time. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, you can't just pick one song from that to be like encapsulate that time. It's the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Just totally changes the listening experience too, because it's like I have the same thing. These like really sharp memories of specific CDs. One of them is self-titled Beyonce, where it's like I don't want to have any skips on this album
Yeah.
Mhm.
because I gotta put this on and it's gonna be a whole pain to change
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
I gotta commit. And when you have to commit to the art that you consume, it changes your relationship to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, how about books?
Books.
But
Books.
I think part I think something that I like about non-physical books is, and I know that you can get physical books from the library,
Mhm.
but it's so easy to get an ebook, to get an audiobook from the library. It's so nice, but I do also have a separate hobby aside from reading, which is buying books.
They are
Yeah.
separate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like for a long time I was anti ebook,
Hmm.
and I was like I want to be holding my book. I like reading my book. I like
Yeah,
feeling it, whatever.
the smell.
And I'm not even someone who collects books after I read them. Like the majority of books I own, I have not read. Very few stay on my shelf after I read them. So it's
Mhm.
not like I'm like I need to have this book.
Yeah.
But at some point, I think probably during COVID, maybe probably during COVID, probably 2020, I was like, well, it really does make sense to have an e-reader or like be able to utilize Libby when I couldn't utilize the library.
Hmm.
Um, and I easily was converted and I was like, wow, this does make sense. Especially like if you're traveling or like
Hmm.
if you don't have easy access to going in person to use your library or purchase from like
Yeah,
an indie bookseller. Also, books are so
they
expensive.
are. And if you're not buying used books,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
you're paying a small fortune for
Yeah.
books.
So I think just accessibility wise, also accessibility in terms of like you're able to change your font size
Hmm.
with an ebook. That's huge.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
of us are getting blinder by the day. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. As much as I love physical books, I literally cannot go into an independent bookstore without buying
Yeah.
something, even if it
Yeah.
takes me years to read it.
I love a free little library.
Yes.
Yeah, Free Little Library, they warm my heart, but I feel like I would way rather use an ebook or an audiobook, a digital library rental
Mm-hmm.
than buy off of Amazon.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
And
Yeah.
and that's actually how I like first kind of got more into it because I used to like Larsen be like staunchly like more I need a physical book to read
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
But then necessity, there were like I got into situations in college where I needed to get a book really quick in
Yeah.
order to start reading it. And yeah, it was either Amazon or I was getting a digital file offline. So ebook it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, when I was younger, I remember when Amazon was just books and I was ordering
Mm,
books off Amazon because I lived in the middle of nowhere. We had one bookstore. Actually, technically, we have two bookstores, but one's a used bookstore and it doesn't have that much. So, like, if I wanted like books, like
you
they
would
did,
have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
The original Amazon is a different
Different
beast.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Was it even evil back then?
That's what I'm saying. It was before it was evil.
Yeah, I mean, I think evil was always the intention,
Yeah.
but the entrance to evil had to start somewhere.
Yeah. It seemed less benign then.
Many
Or more
such
benign. Yeah, more
cases.
benign.
Yeah, but I feel like also I'm almost like going back around the other direction
Yeah.
where I want to read physical books more because I'm really enjoying annotating in my books.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And there's certain books where I'm still like, it makes just sense. It makes sense to like check it out from the library, use my e-reader. But there's sometimes where I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah.
I like having my little book.
Yeah.
But I use both. They're both in my everyday use. Like I use my e-reader more at night when I'm reading before bed. I use my physical books, out in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah. Something that Larsen brought up in a kind of a pre-planning conversation was that CD audiobooks are still physical media. And I really had to wrap my brain around that. That was like not working for me. But like, of course it is. You
Yeah.
own it, you have it, it's tangible, it sits on your shelf, it sits in your car, it sits with your other CDs. That makes a lot of sense. And like, no ebook or audiobook do you actually own other than
Yeah.
a CD version.
One more kind of like case, I guess, again, coming back around for physical book over ebook is that less screen,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Yeah.
do sometimes really want less
Yeah.
screen. If I want to go to the park and read, but I only have the book on my iPad,
Yeah.
that's sometimes a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah, and
Well,
the Kindle feels less screen, still screen, less screen.
The light is different in the
Yeah.
that is
Kindle.
different.
There's different ones. I know
Yeah.
I could like upgrade.
Yeah.
Hey, but those are expensive. They're
Yeah.
they're fees to entry.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed.
And then you're still, if you're buying any Kindle or using a Kindle,
That's yeah. I used to have a Kindle, and I realized that like it was time for me to get a new e-reader. I wasn't just like, let me throw this one away and get a new one.
yeah.
I was like, I don't even use the Amazon
hmm
system. Like I never
They're just
buy
getting my
ebooks.
data.
Yeah, I never buy ebooks. Like, are there other e-readers out there that I don't have to participate in this system at all? And like, I did really, really like my Kindle. There were so many pluses for it, but I was like, I think we could probably figure out an alternative.
Yeah.
And I have a Kobo, and I really love it.
Another piece of physical media that I feel like is coming back and definitely died because of streaming services is movies. And I don't know if there's like a strong VHS trend, like there is a record trend, but I have a lot of DVDs that I hoard. Not a lot. I have probably 20, I guess. Some of those movies just like feel important to have, and it originally started because one time after a party in college, we all went back to my house and we wanted to watch Dirty Dancing, and it got removed from Netflix, and I had a mental breakdown. I started crying. I was upset.
You're like, I need to watch.
Yeah,
No one puts baby off Netflix.
yes, absolutely. And I was just so taken aback by that. Like I knew that things went on and off
You
the
were like,
streaming
how can
services
they
that
revoke my
yeah,
access?
yes. I need to see Patrick right now. Like the movies that I have are ones that I'm just like, if they're taken off a streaming service, I want to be able to access them.
Yeah, I love it. You are building your own kind of personal Library of Congress
Yes.
media collection.
Yeah.
Yes.
My Library of Congress media collection includes Pride and Prejudice, 2005,
Oh,
The Holiday, and the entire series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mine includes Glorious Bastards, Dirty Dancing, Shrek, Drop Dead Gorgeous, and Mamma Mia 1 and Mamma Mia 2, of
Oh,
course.
of course, the sacred texts. I also own a few DVDs, though I should expand my Library of Congress, but I have a couple that I bought specifically because I was teaching at a
Mm,
location where the only way I could show a movie was
Yeah.
by uh playing a DVD, and one of those is Kung Fu Panda. Actually, the trilogy box set.
Wow.
wow.
And then one is a movie that's called O, and it's a high school setting retelling of Othello.
Mm.
I've never heard of that. I
Yeah.
feel like not surprisingly.
Well, it's a little bit rough because of what Othello and does to Desdemona, but we won't go
Yeah.
into that.
okay.
But I own that, and then I have I do actually have the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and when we talk about Redbox, that will come back up again. And then I have Silver Linings Playbook, which for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason when it first came out, like
Really
it's a good
connected.
movie, but
Yeah.
I was like really into it.
Yeah.
one thing about movies that is special when it's physical media is the rewatching aspect,
Yeah.
because I find with the infinite
Yes.
choice problem on streaming services that sometimes I'll see a movie that I know is great and that I like and that's entertaining, or that's a silly flick, or that's
Mhm.
just like a, oh, I saw that 10 years ago, would love to watch it again. And I'll just scroll right
Yeah.
past it because
Yeah.
my
'Cause I'm paying for the service, and if I don't watch more things on this
yeah,
service, then what am I paying for?
my brain is like, I should just go, like, I gotta find something new to watch. It's
Yeah.
just almost autopilot. But I almost miss rewatching stuff
Yeah.
Mhm.
that I really like that's a little bit older. And if you have only access to DVDs, then you're just gonna do that more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Definitely.
kids just like have iPads now, but we had the like DVD player in the car.
Wait,
We
did you have the car? Did you have a portable DVD player, or did you have the DVD player that was in the car?
Different cars, yes, both.
Wow, you were rich, rich.
We're not. That Dodge Durango was luxury. Like I remember like the CD case, having the movie case in the car. It was like you had to bring it. There were times that we failed to bring it, and you just had to watch Cars over and over and over again because that was the default movie. Because my brother just watched Cars in the backseat all the time. But we used to measure trips and Shreks.
Wow,
So I'm like,
wow.
yeah, okay, it's like 1.5 Shreks to like go back to Reading. Okay, like I think I could mentally handle
No,
that.
wait, that you just unlocked something for me, because while we didn't have like the DVD player in car, I did as a child have a portable DVD player that my parents bought for me. You know, it looks like a little mini
Hmm.
bricky
Yeah.
laptop thing. I used to remember how warm it would get on my
Yes,
lap
and loud.
and loud. And yeah, I remember measuring things in like the length of movies. I even remember having movies that I watched so often on that thing that if for some reason I couldn't have the sound on, it didn't matter because
Yeah,
I could
you
play
know
the
what's
audio
happening.
in my brain.
Yeah, we would do that with Shrek.
That that whole conversation made me think of like movies that we watched so much
Hmm.
because like yeah, as a kid you do have
You
we had
have a
VH
select
yeah,
amount. Yeah,
but our younger sister apparently like controlled our lives.
Shout
you
out.
said that like it was past tense.
Yeah. The movie that my older sister can attest. We watched 51st Dates. I've seen the movie like 100 times. And then specifically the Our Lips Are Sealed Olsen Twins movie. Just that one. Over and over and over again.
Interesting. I definitely remember renting various Olsen movies at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just because we're here, I will throw in a quick side story about both renting and rewatching
Hmm.
films, which is about the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, which is something so personal to me, and many others, obviously. But when I was a kid, like, I don't know, either late middle school or early high school, my parents were separated, and I'd have to go do like visits with my mom. And oftentimes she would not have internet or like anything for me to really do while she was at work. So she'd get me red boxes, you
Mm.
know? And one time I rented the 2005 Pride and Prejudice on Redbox. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I watched it like Home Alone, uh, in the DVD player. I loved it so much that I was like, Mom, please, can I keep the Redbox for another night? Please,
Uh-huh.
can I keep the Redbox for another night? It turned into me watching the 2005 Pride and Prejudice every day for 26 days straight. And I know it was 26 because if you kept the red box for more than 25
$26.
days,
Oh.
you just owned it. That was
Oh.
the max they would charge you.
Yeah, we accidentally owned a
Oh.
lot of red
Yeah.
boxes with the rampant ADHD in our household. That's insane.
I know.
So you watched it every single
I
day?
watched it every day.
Wow, that's commitment.
Like speaking of more rentals, growing up in a smaller town, we did not have Redbox. I think like at one point, maybe when I was in high school, our Safeway had it.
Yeah.
I think ours is in a Rayleigh's. Yeah.
Yeah. But we had two like local rentals.
Mhm.
One would get like more new stuff and you could I think like certain deals you could like on the weekends you can pick out one new and two old. So that was a big thing
Mm.
during sleepovers. You're like,
Mm.
okay, what's gonna be our new movie? Okay, now we gotta pick our old movies. But our other rental place had the weirdest stuff. I don't know where they got their movies from, but the movies we watched growing up, literally no one else I know has seen.
Weird.
We've talked about this a little bit, and I think we are gonna do
Yeah.
like a childhood like favorite media
We
stuff.
should also do like movies that we think only our family watched episode.
Yeah. But like I don't know like what alternate universe that was.
What timeline I was on.
But we watched some weird stuff.
No, but I feel like the movie theater or sorry, sleepover movie
Mhm.
rental experience is just like
That's
kids don't get
quintessential.
it. Kids don't get it no more.
Yeah, that's quintessential.
Yeah.
That was like pre sleepover activities.
Hmm.
You know, whoever's house was at, you got like all picked up, whatever. You've already decided what snacks you're
Yes.
getting. Then you go, ours was Barb's movies. You go and pick out your movies. And like maybe sometimes it was the whole group. Maybe sometimes it was like, oh, well, I'm going over early. So we get to pick out what we're going to watch.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I think this shows that I haven't really changed that much, but when I was like 12, I had a Dirty Dancing themed birthday party, and we listened to the album, which is phenomenal. That's a great or soundtrack, I guess. Great soundtrack, and we watched the movie on a sheet with a projector in the backyard. It
Yeah.
was a grand. That was the only
Wow.
themed parts of it was that we watched it and listened to it, but it was a great old time.
I love that. Well,
Well, like with the rentals, I've seen a lot of the trends of like no spend, right?
Mhm.
And I think that that is some rentals are free, like your library. You can also get movies at the library and
Mhm.
CDs at the library. But like some physical media isn't free either. But
yeah.
I
Yeah.
do think that's interesting. Like I think it's more like about using your communal resources with
Mhm.
those no spend challenges than really like physical media versus not physical media, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of people are frustrated that they spend so much
Mhm.
on streaming services and like each time it feels like they're like moving the goalpost, if
Mhm.
you will. Like it gets more expensive or like, oh, now you have ads again or like, oh, well, you only get access to this stuff. And so I think a lot of people's like shift towards maybe wanting more physical media again or like wanting rental services again
Mhm.
is the fact that you're like, what's the point of paying for all this and I don't even get what I'm
Yes.
supposed to get?
Yeah.
A lot of public libraries, you can have access to Canopy
Mhm.
through your library card, which is a streaming platform, but it's through the library.
Mhm. You know, red boxes did have video games, and now that I'm thinking about video games, there is like physical video games and streaming video games, and I don't live in that world, so I don't know that much about that. Or if there's a resurgence of like buying the actual Call of Duty.
Well, I think in some, would you say like a Switch is back to physical, or is that because it's like,
Well, I think what I think what I'm saying is because like a Switch, you can still stream a game on versus buying the
buying the card,
cartridge
the
or
But
the
like
disc
an
or
cartridge?
whatever.
a
A
Nintendo
Nintendo. Yeah,
Yeah,
DS, you
yeah,
have to have the little
yeah,
the
chip
cartridge
of the
thing. Yeah,
game and
yeah,
you're boxed into whatever
yeah,
games you have with
yeah.
you.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like on your Xbox or PlayStation or
Mhm.
computer, I don't know. I honestly, I don't even know if this is still a thing. I don't participate in those activities. But like, can you still buy the physical copy of Fortnite? And like, then how do things like the updates and stuff work with that if you're not downloading
No,
it?
I don't
I
think
don't
that's
think
really
it,
how they do
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
I,
all just download and
I'm
sound.
a long, long, long time Sims user. Started with Sims 2 when I was a kid. You had the little CDs that
Mhm.
you put into your computer. It's now all
Yeah,
digital, all
they like
streaming.
can't even pull it
My
back.
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, CD-ROM games.
Hmm.
I had forgotten all about
Hmm.
those.
Yeah.
That used to be really fun when you were a kid
Hmm.
and you'd get your like 1 hour of
Yeah.
family computer time
Hmm.
to go like I'd put in like the Barbie fashion designer
Yes.
CD-ROM.
Yeah.
Like, man, kids these days really they
They're
miss
They
they're
out.
don't
missing
get
out. Yeah.
it. But like also board games, paper Sudoku, paper New York Times crossword. Like there's so many things that we've just digitalized. Like thinking about like Words
Mhm.
with Friends versus Scrabble.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's a convenience. Obviously you can play with your grandmother who lives in Italy if you live in California or whatever.
Mhm.
But like there is something about like the tangible aspect of that.
Yeah. Well, I think all of these things we've mentioned so far, there is a practical reason why the digital version became popular.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But there is just something about the OG physical media of it.
Yeah. I think part of it is nostalgia,
Of
but part of it
course.
is the the human need to like
Touch more stuff.
is
Yeah, I mean, our brain is kind of, ancestrally wired to be like, holding it real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what I am kind of learning as we go through each of these categories and share our memories and our connections to these things is that wow, we've made car rides so much less fun.
Yeah.
I can't look at my phone in the car, I'll get sick.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
like we had like bingo cards and shit for like long road trips
Yeah.
where it was like a McDonald's, this sign, whatever, and
I was the insufferable kid who was quizzing everyone else in the car from my Professor Noggins games.
that sounds about right.
That's how she got so smart.
I feel like since we just keep going back to the nostalgia of it all,
Yeah.
there's nothing more nostalgic than like flipping through a photo album.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's like an art to a photo album. And there's also
Like scrapbooks.
that's not what I was thinking, but yes, also like yeah. But like my mom died last year and we went through a ton of photo albums and like there's some that are like you could tell are so curated and there's ones where it's like what the fuck are we
We
doing?
just needed to throw it
We're
in
like
there.
at a Blue Jays meeting, we're on a camping trip, we're at Costco. What?
Yeah, I mean, there's just something about holding the photo in your hand and having like
Mhm.
literally the most symbolic physical representation of a memory.
Mhm.
One hot take that I will give is that I think that I might hate the new style photo booklets where like influencer girls will take all of their Greece trip photos, put them into an online platform that
Uh-huh.
will just automatically
Like print
format the
it into the
pages and
page.
print it
I
into a
don't think
bound
I've seen
book.
this.
Oh, my mom was obsessed with this. I have a prom one. There's many books from like that year of our family's life where it was like this.
She
I,
got into it.
I'm in my photo roll and I'm just select all these photos and then just send them off and they just kind of manipulate them.
Yeah, it
Huh.
takes out like a lot of the heart of it
Yeah.
though. Like what you're saying, like looking through these photo albums and getting a sense of like who is sorting these and who's putting these
Yes.
in and how much effort did they put.
I
Yeah.
will say, I've been hearing from my grandma for the last like 15, 20 years that she's gonna make a scrapbook for me, and I don't think she's
I don't think it's
finished
ever gonna
it.
come.
I last year, this is this is terrible. Last year my birthday gift to my partner was a photo album. We hadn't been together for too terribly long, but we had like 5 months of photos at that point, and
Mhm.
I did print them all out, and I had this big stack of photos, and I was gonna make it into a photo album for him to be like, here's the history of the start of our relationship, but I didn't have time to actually put them in. So then when I was like, your present is this thing that I am going to make very soon. And I am still working on that.
I do think like with photos, like every now and then I'm like, okay, I'm not paying for my iCloud, so I only have limited storage. What happens if my phone like just breaks? I'm gonna lose everything.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to print off all the photos on my phone. And like a lot of them are videos and
Hmm.
you can't do that the same
You
way.
don't have that technology.
But I do feel like I think it would be nice to go through like each year and pick some memories that you
Mhm.
want to save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've kind of used like Instagram as a substitute for that.
Yeah.
And but that's not tangible. And that's not for you. I
And
mean like
also,
some people's Instagrams, yes.
It's a little more curated.
Yeah, more
yeah,
performative.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I want to have photos of me. I want to have memories where like I look a little uggo, or
Yes.
like it's just so authentic because
Yeah.
when I look back on them just for me, like I don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
I do care on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it's not even like a candid photo of just like somebody who looks like good. It's like no, like a photo of somebody wiping their kid's ass or something. Like all these weird pictures that
Yeah.
like why did we even take this picture? I love
Yeah.
it. Why did we do it?
Yeah.
Slice of life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of slice of life,
Mhm.
I've personally really been enjoying like physical journaling.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I'm not a big like journaler in the way of like
My
diary.
life
Yeah,
story. Yeah.
diary or the morning pages or what people do. but like having a physical journal for my reading journal,
Mm-hmm.
having a physical journal for like my just random thoughts or ideas or to-do lists. I've really, really been enjoying that. And I feel like there's something, obviously something different, more tangible compared to like digital. And I'm a huge digital user for, different types of apps and spreadsheets for my reading, but there's something about having a written journal where I'm putting down my notes while I'm reading, um, the dates I've read it, why I was reading it,
Yeah.
like just little tiny things like that. I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge journaler, but I do feel like there are things that like you just need to write down.
Yeah.
Like the typing isn't
Yeah.
gonna do the same, not gonna scratch the same itch in my brain.
Yeah.
Or like to me, typing is different than putting a note in your phone because it feels so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But like that physical thing is it's there. It's
Yeah. Well, I think I've like lost the ability to write, so I need to practice my handwriting.
You you know what's so funny about I don't journal physically very much these days, which I think is sad. Honestly, I think it's just the ADHD of it all because I'll
Mhm.
buy a journal, I'll be really excited about it, I'll use it
Mhm.
for like 2 weeks and then I'll forget about it
I'll use
forever.
it really good for 2 weeks.
Really good for 2 weeks. But when I was younger, I used to physically journal a lot. And what's amazing about that is the record of it
Yeah.
because I kept a few and sometimes I go back and I read them and I'll be like, what the fuck?
I'm
Yeah.
really glad I don't have any of
And
that.
it's
Yeah.
such a trip. But what I have gotten recently is a physical planner, which I feel like is kind of adjacent to it.
Yeah.
I am a person who, due to executive dysfunction, needs a calendar,
Mhm.
needs to be running on a calendar. And I was using Google Calendar, like many of us, for years and years. And I just I needed something different. I needed
Mhm.
to get excited about my calendar once again. And so this year I bought a 2026 planner and I've been doing really good about using it every week. I let myself use fun pens and color code things and put stickers in it. And that has brought me a lot of joy.
That's the big thing of this. Like,
Whatever brings you joy.
yeah, bring a little. I think we've said this on many other episodes,
Yeah.
but a little whimsy.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
2026, year of whimsy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need it.
Yeah. Something that I don't know if this is as much like coming back per se, like some of these other forms are, but I love a cookbook. I love looking through a cookbook. I'm gonna start writing in my cookbooks. I know you have a gazillion cookbooks over there. I have cookbooks that I like got at an estate sale and I haven't even like really looked through.
Yeah.
And there's just so much cool things
Mhm.
in cookbooks.
Yeah, I have a couple, like, I guess in theory were cookbooks, but now to me they're more like a moment in history.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
Wow.
having books like that are really fun. But
Yeah.
then I do have a ton of like just cookbooks.
Yeah.
My issue is I'm so bad about actually using them consistently.
Hmm.
I feel like there's just something easy about pulling up
Something on,
New York Times
yeah,
cooking.
yes, or like just any ex food blog, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am really enjoying the Sami Nosrat's new
Good
Good
things.
Things,
Yeah.
yeah. And something that because she also has a podcast called Home Cooking, and
Hmm.
I
I
cannot remember the other
love
host's name right now.
Rishi Keshire.
You're right. Good job. That was actually a quiz. I was setting you up for that. Uh,
Pass.
but one of the episodes they like do like problem solving and answering questions and stuff about like food. And one of the episodes, this woman was looking for a very specific cookie recipe that she remembers being cut out of a magazine
Hmm.
that her like grandmother had, and they were able to figure out what magazine it was, and then the podcast reached out to like a longtime editor of that magazine and they were able to find that exact recipe. And
Yeah.
I think that that is like such a cool thing that just like that
Yeah.
Yeah.
happened. But like, I don't, I mean, food magazines are still a thing.
But
Nobody just
it's
has them in
different.
their
Yeah.
house. And I even feel like at like the check stand at any old grocery store,
Hmm.
I feel like the food magazines are dwindling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, what are we losing because of the accessibility of the internet
Mhm.
and the prepper inside of me that is always like, oh man, like we're never even gonna know this thing because we're not gonna have access to the internet.
Yeah.
Like it's such like niche knowledge that people have now. But
Yeah.
it like
Like,
is that a case to collect more physical media?
yeah.
I will jump in on what Kaylin's saying and just say, like, you lose some tradition, I
Yeah,
feel like,
for
when you move
sure.
away from physical media. Like,
Yeah.
just thinking about you guys talking about cookbooks and recipes, and that none of my children are going to be up in my Instagram saved folder
No.
looking at the family
In my
recipes.
Pinterest.
Well, and that's actually why I started journaling in the first place, is my boyfriend got me this like amazing personalized leather bound notebook thing because I said I wanted to start writing down recipes.
Yeah.
And like I have recipes that are from my family, I have recipes that I just really enjoy, and then I started using it like I have my 2024 Christmas dinner plans, like
Mhm.
just stuff like that. And I thought that I'm not planning on having kids, but at some point, like down the line, it would be really cool to have a whole collection of like my personal recipes and dinner plans and just
Yeah.
random cooking thoughts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like it's a history of self, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that when we set out to make the physical media episode, any of us thought that we were going to go so deep into our
No.
Yeah.
childhoods, our families, but like I feel like what that really says is that part of why physical media is important, and even though it's maybe not always the most practical choice, still
Mhm.
beloved by so many, is
Mhm.
because when you start to obtain physical media, you create a record of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You create a
Yeah, it
record
becomes
of
a part of you.
the people around you and your
Mhm.
experiences,
Yeah.
right? It's like the things that we consume that are on the internet, they're not ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you have physical media, like, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
own it.
Well, and, like, I'll listen to a song every now and then and you get some nostalgia, but like if I see the Cream record,
Mhm.
I have very specific memories.
Yeah. I if somebody turns on is it Get This Party Started
Yeah.
by Pink, I'm immediately transported to our deck in the summer with my sister's purple boombox, eating Otter Pops and dancing on the deck.
Yeah.
Like it's instant.
Yeah. And like when I hold my like dad's CD case, like that could still take me back to his like Camaro
Mhm. Mhm.
circa 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to ask you guys when we were talking about games, but I'll bring it up now at this kind of random endpoint. Is it Tamagotchi a physical game?
Oh, it's not does not connect to the media. It doesn't connect to the internet, right?
No.
Yeah, not
I think
connected
it
to
is
big
a physical
media.
game. I mean, it is. I think it's like a Game Boy, kind of, right?
Yeah.
You still need to have the physical cartridge, the physical thing in your hand. You can't just go play the Game Boy on another computer. I mean, now you can, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
man, oh
I think
man.
Tamagotchi is.
Yeah. Well, I think with everything that we talk about, take this topic with some nuance. You certainly don't have to consume everything through
Mhm.
physical media, but you're probably missing out if you're consuming it.
All through streaming or
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening.
We hope you'll keep reading the room with us.
So keep checking back for more episodes every Monday and Thursday that dive into the spaces where literature, media, and culture meet.
Please reach out to us at Read the Room, a culture club at gmail.com for feedback and topic suggestions.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at readtheroom_culture club for the most up-to-date podcast information.
If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen.
And drop us a comment below. What are you doing physical media wise and or some nostalgia of some physical media? And remember to always take up space in whatever room you're in. Thanks, guys.
Bye.